This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Effizode 790. Wow, we're just 10 away from 800. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California. Today, I have a band from Portland called NTNT on the segment Into an Interview with Dustin Brown. Plus, we'll hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, and Psy has broke the 32-bit integer house Psy-versive.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And on the last show, the disgruntled fiddle player and Benita the rodeo queen got all controversive.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
They had to get a room because, well, I guess they are in love. There's something that occurred to me from above, and that is I'm getting really tired walking around in Oakland smelling the pot smell, the marijuana. It should be called Pot Smokeland. And isn't anybody worried about secondhand smoke? No.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Because, Mike, that's actually called a contact high. You've been to a
Mike's
Ziggy Marley concert.
Daily
You know what the deal is.
Podcast.
And I just thought about how that's kind of hypocritical. Because so recently we were all upset about the secondhand smoke, and now with the cannabis smoke everywhere, no one cares. Look, who just walked in.
Hello, Michael Matthews. This is Madame Rootabega, and I like to smoke pot.
Madame Rootabega, really?
Yes, Michael Matthews, I inhale.
Wow. How come that doesn't surprise me?
Because I'm kind of strange and mellow and very precise with my thinking. Ooh.
That and you smell like a cross between a dead skunk and dog.
Actually, that is my new perfume. Ooh.
Yes, ooh, indeed. You know, you go to a concert and people complain if someone's smoking a cigar. But if someone is smoking a joint, no one gives a rat's behind. And I don't know what it is. It doesn't smell wonderful. And disguising any kind of cigarette smoke doesn't seem to work. Witness cloves. The smell of those, ick. The only smoke smell I like is the smoke that's going into pork. Into my bacon. Mmm.
Michael Matthews, you are such a carnivore.
And look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the barking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, you know there are rules in this country that you're not allowed to smoke pot. There.
Yeah, it's part of the rules to keep us Americans from driving crazy and crashing into walls. Do you know that?
It's actually, well, is there a law against alcohol?
No, we tried that. It didn't work. It was called prohibition. And that took away the rights of people that wanted to get drunk there.
Yeah, that was very ineffective, since the people were drinking liquids out of beer taps. Do you know that?
Well, you guys, that's hypocritical too, you know? You should allow both. If you're going to have any kind of legalized drugs, alcohol definitely fits up there as a drug. It gets people, they can't drive. They get inebriated, they can't drive the car.
Well, we's in the Tea Party disagree with you there.
Yeah, tea parties.
Oh, I thought tea partiers were teetotalers, that they didn't drink at all.
Wrong party.
You know, I should have started off the show saying, on a special Mike's Daily Podcast, today we discuss drugs. But we didn't do that because Gary Coleman isn't on this show. May he rest in peace. Well, you know who's not resting in peace? That is Psy. Yeah, his equestrian-inspired dance moves have pushed YouTube's view counter past its limits. People have watched his video for Gangnam Style, and yes, I guess I am one of them. So now the hit has been viewed more than 2.14 billion times. That's insane. That's forcing YouTube to retool its counter. Let's hear it for counters. And, you know, interestingly enough, Psy still only made $2. Google doesn't give you anything if people watch your video. It's just ridiculous, the price scheme. They got it from, what's his name? Tim Westergren from Pandora. Let's charge them nothing for every time it's viewed. So, according to Google, We never thought a video would be watched in numbers greater than a 32-bit integer. What is that? Math geek? Yes, that is 2,147,483,647 views. But that was before we met Psy, Google said, because Gangnam Style has been viewed so many times, they had to upgrade to a 64-bit integer, and I'm not going to read that number because it's hella long. That's more than 9 quintillion. This according to cbc.ca. Yes, they're in Canada. Psy also holds the record for most overall views and most views in a day, with 38 million for his Gangnam Style follow-up, Gentleman. Oh, I didn't watch that one. Okay, so I guess I'm not a complete lemming. Meanwhile, since this article comes from a Canadian website, it says Canada's biggest pop export. Well, we all know this guy, Justin Bieber. Oh, the Bieb. He has the second most watched video on YouTube with Baby, which I have not seen that, thankfully. But that's been seen more than 1.1 billion times, and it first began airing on YouTube. It was first uploaded in 2010. Now, I don't know what you think about this, so you need to email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails for me mail. You can also tell me what you think of the wonderful odor that comes from Mary Jane and what you think about the secondhand smoke laws. And, oh, wow, in fact, we did recently get an email.
Email for me mail.
This email comes from Cynthia, and she has some music suggestions for me, including Hozier, that Irish guy that has that song Take Me to Church. She says it's very bluesy, unique sound, reminds me a lot of Chris Whitley. And she also says that I should check out Damien Rice and the recent Fiona Apple, which came out around 2012 or so. And I did see Fiona Apple and Damien Rice in concert at the Santa Barbara Bowl. This was back in like 2007. And it was a beautiful Santa Barbara Bowl. If you ever get to go, it's outside, beautiful. You kind of get a view of the ocean, but it's an interesting place. I've seen many a show there. Crowded house. I saw Damian Marley there. Oh, I did see Ziggy Marley there. I saw Ben Harper and Norah Jones, even Howard Jones. Not the same show. And Eddie Money. That was an okay show. But I had my 2 tickets to see his show. Thank you, Cynthia, for those tips. And you can give me your music tips, too. MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. And email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, too. MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. Check out the website, MikesDailyPodcast.com, with links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. And if you subscribe to this show there, that helps us out. Also, if you rate or comment on the show, that helps us out. And more people find out about us if you do that on iTunes. A lot of people check out podcasts there. Also, check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/MikesDailyPodcast. Like the show there, and when I post a new show, share it with your friends. More people find out about us that way if you do that. There's also links to where to find us on Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spreaker, Mixcloud, Podomatic, Yelp, Tumblr, Twitter. And there's also the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that. Buy anything that you want to get on Amazon. If you're going to be doing some Christmas shopping, go through the link there at MikesDailyPodcast.com, and we get a little bit of that. It doesn't take anything off the price of your whatever it is you're buying. Coconut sugar or Beyond Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, the Advance, whatever this book is. Why does this keep showing up on my website in the Amazon link? I don't know. It's confusing. But yeah, if you want to buy anything through Amazon, please go through the website first, MikesDailyPodcast.com. You can also see all the podcast pictures, read my daily blog, and catch my past interviews that I've done with a myriad of musicians, artists, guests of all types. You can find that all there at MikesDailyPodcast.com, and the show, of course, and you can hear it through a couple of different Mike's Daily Podcast players.
And now, a big thanks to our sponsor.
Our sponsor is clickitticket.com, and yes, you can find them on the website too, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Go there and buy tickets to any concert across this great country, and if you mention Mike's Daily Podcast, you get 5% off your purchase. You have to type in the promo code, though, Mike's Daily. Check that out there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, the link to Click It Ticket. They got a large selection of concert tickets to the hottest concert tours.
Into an interview.
Hey, this is Dustin.
Dustin, this is Mike Matthews from Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, how are you? It's good to talk to you.
Doing really well. Yeah, it's good to talk to you, too.
Are you in Portland right now?
No, we're on the road right now. We just played in San Jose last night, so we're on our way to L.A.
I'm sorry I missed that show. I had to do something here in Podcastro Valley, California. I had to see their local Christmas concert. I am so sorry.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
It was a bunch of people, you know, over 50. I was the youngest person there, and it was amazing. They had refreshments afterward. They had cookies and homemade cookies at the end.
That actually does sound good.
I'm sure there was homemade cookies at the end of your show too, Dustin.
Yeah, there was a bunch. We made them. We had an easy bake oven that we take on the road with us.
Oh. Now, don't you think that's sort of like giving a child a license for pyromania to have an easy bake oven, it seems.
Sort of. I don't know. I totally had, when I was a kid, I had one. They're just a light bulb.
That's
just like a light bulb in a box.
That's so weird, isn't it? A light bulb can cook things.
Yeah, seriously. They're just like, well, let's put this light bulb in a box and let kids burn stuff with it.
and so
the 80s.
The 80s had strange stuff. Yeah, there's Stretch Armstrong, and if you broke Stretch Armstrong, this weird red jelly oozed out that was like highly toxic. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was never strong enough to break Stretch Armstrong.
Well, you would need the help of a friend. You know, you just yank on it.
Two people, like something to tie him around, and then yank on him or something.
And that was weird.
That makes me really want to Stretch Armstrong now.
Yeah. And how come Stretch Armstrong never had his own movie or cartoon or comic book or anything? It was just Stretch Armstrong appeared.
Yeah, where did he even come from? They just made him up, and they're like, he's stretchy, and kids were like, yeah!
I want to Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean, there was no story. Was there a story behind him? I don't even remember if there was a story behind him.
I think he just appeared one day, and he could stretch. And they made a bunch of money.
Good enough for me.
Dustin Brown, I think you need your own doll that's made after you that you can also stretch like a Stretch Armstrong.
That would be amazing. What would you call it, though?
Stretchy Dustin. Do you also go by Duddy?
Yeah.
Stretch-a-Duddy.
You're a Stretch-a-Duddy. That's awesome. StretchyDuddy.com.
Yeah, and that's so he's now got that web domain, and we're off to the races with that. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Speaking of names, your band is called NTNT, and I know you get this question a lot, but where did that name come from?
We don't know. We just have that name, and we can't figure it out either.
Okay. It just appeared, and
it just appeared on our CD. They mailed it to us, and we were like, that works.
I like it. You know, there's a lot of bands that have just capital letters that I like. I was going through my library, and I found ABC, INXS, right? It was INXS, XTC, Gremlin without the vowels, and then there was a band called GTR, and there was a band called ABBA, as you probably heard. They were all capital letters, ABBA.
Yeah. Have you heard of IMX or IAMX or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
They're good, too.
OAR.
OAR.
They had that song, Turn the Car Around, and then there was REM.
REM.
Now there's
There's like
NTNT.
REO Speedwagon. Wait, no.
Yeah. There was all these spell them out. ELP.